Hey guys, Jennifer here with the Family Fudge, and welcome to Bunches of Lunches Disney Week. In today's video, I'm making all subscriber requested lunches with a Disney twist, of course. For 2 of these subscriber lunches, we were able to meet up in real life at the Magic Kingdom. So stay tuned for those. And then for Wednesday's lunch of this week, we're gonna take you along with us to the opening day of the Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot. This is where, surprisingly, we tasted the worst dish we've ever tried at Disney. Now, before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. And now come join our family and let the lunches begin. Okay guys, I'm kicking things off with a lunch requested by Ellen from Guernsey. And if you're unfamiliar, Guernsey is an island in the English Channel. It's located between the United Kingdom and mainland Europe. Now, geographically, Guernsey is much closer to France than to England. But since it is part of the UK, of course, when we met up, I had to wear my UK mini ears, while Ellen wore the cutest pair of Stitch ears. And you guys, that's why I'm using all of my Stitch supplies for her lunch. It was so nice to meet Ellen and her entire family, and while we hung out with them, I made sure to ask Ellen exactly what she'd like in her lunch. So starting with the main course, I'm going to need to preheat this thermos with some boiling hot water, and then I can get started on the pasta. Now, unfortunately, I could not find any Disney-shaped pasta, but I did find this really fun pack. This has so many fun shapes and colors. It's definitely gonna make an interesting looking lunch. I'm gonna salt my water and then cook this pasta until al dente. And that's really the trick when it comes to shaped pasta like this. You do not wanna overcook it, otherwise the shapes might fall apart and get mushy. While that pasta is cooking, I'm also gonna go ahead and heat up some of our favorite pasta sauce. Once the pasta is cooked and drained, I can go ahead and add in the sauce. And you guys, I'm just adding a little bit of sauce at a time. I do not wanna drown the pasta. And then in here, I'm also going to be adding some cheddar cheese because that's what Ellen requested. This pasta is going to be saucy and cheesy and so good. Next, for her fruit, Ellen requested raspberries, so I'll put those right in here. And then to go along with those, I'm also throwing in some blueberries. Whoops. For her veggie, Ellen requested some red peppers, and at our house, we really like these little ones. They're a bit sweeter, and when I cut them into rings like this, they fit so nicely into our lunchbox. Now for a snack on the side, I asked Ellen what her favorite kind of chips are. She said salt and vinegar. Now I went ahead and picked up these salt and vinegar poppables, but these ones have a very light salt and vinegar flavor. They're definitely not like the ones we found in the UK. These ones have a lot of vinegar flavor. But you guys, let me know in the comments down below if you are a fan of salt and vinegar chips, or crisps as they call them in the UK. Next, for Ellen's sweet treat, I was thinking about adding some cinnamon rolls, since Ellen told me she loves the Sanrio character Cinema Roll, but then she also mentioned liking M&Ms. Now I think these are new. These are M&M cake bites, and I got these at Target, so I thought we could give these a try. The box says that these are vanilla cake separated by chocolate cream and covered in a chocolate fudge coating with mini M&Ms on top. Now honestly, these don't include very many M&Ms, so I'm gonna go ahead and add just a few more. And now last but not least, for her drink, she requested black currant squash. Now this is the closest thing that I could find here in Florida, and basically squash is like a fruit flavored drink that's pretty popular in the UK. This one comes as a concentrate, so that just means you have to add it in with some water. I'll go ahead and add this to our Stitch water bottle, and then there you have it. That is everything in Ellen's lunch. Okay guys, next up, I'm making a lunch for our new friend Lily from Minnesota. A few months back, we were contacted by Wishes and More, who were granting a wish for Lily to come to Disney World. And since Lily watches bunches of lunches every week, we were so happy to meet up with her and her family. We had so much fun getting to visit with them, and they even invited us to go on several rides with them. We went on the carousel, we went on the People Mover, we went on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and Lily even drove me around on the Speedway. Now, while we were having all of this fun, I was able to ask Lily what she would like for her lunch. Now, Lily told me that she loves the movie Encanto, so I'm making sure to use our Encanto lunch bag for today. And for her main course, Lily asked for PB&J with smooth peanut butter and strawberry jam. But you guys, I'm not just making a regular old PB&J. Lily specifically asked for a magical cloud-shaped one. So I'm gonna try my best. Next, since Lily also mentioned liking rainbows, I'm going to put together some rainbow fruit skewers. For this, I'm using watermelon, cantaloupe, pineapple, green grapes, blueberries, and purple grapes. These turned out so fun and colorful, and they look so cute with Lily's cloud sandwich. Next, I'm adding in some of Lily's favorite veggie straws. I made sure not to get the ranch flavored ones since she told me she does not like ranch. And then on the side, I'm adding some frozen string cheese. Now, I did go ahead and cut these into smaller pieces just so they would fit in the lunchbox. Now, another thing that Lily picked out for her lunch was yogurt. And since this week are all about Disney, I did find the Disney ones. I'm going to add one of those on the side. And then Lily also mentioned liking turtle crackers. Now, these are pretty much just like goldfish crackers, but instead they come in this really cute turtle shape. Now, for the sweet treat, I was thinking about adding in some rainbow popcorn because we actually had some rainbow popcorn while we were at Disney together and she loved it. But Lily also mentioned loving strawberry cupcakes. So I'm going to cheat just a little bit here by using some mini strawberry muffin mix. But I am going to go ahead and swirl just a little bit of frosting on top of each. Now, to decorate this cupcake, I'm going to add one of these little edible butterflies. And that's because in the movie Encanto, there's a whole thing about butterflies. You guys, let me know down below if you've seen Encanto. It's such a beautiful movie. And now lastly, for her drink, Lily chose a Capri Sun. But honestly, I forgot to ask her what flavor, so I decided to go with fruit punch. And there you have it. Lily, it was so nice to meet you, and I hope you love your lunch. Okay friends, now that brings me to our Epcot lunch. Now this was on the opening day of the Flower and Garden Festival, which is always so much fun, but it was also pretty busy. Now a few weeks ago, I took you guys along with us for the opening day of the Festival of the Arts. Now that festival is a little bit different. It's full of really colorful food, lots and lots of art, and the character for that festival is Figment. But of course for the Flower and Garden Festival, the vibes are a little bit different. This festival is all about flowers, lots of flowers. They also have so many beautiful topiaries. And then the character for this festival is Orange Bird. We found so many adorable Orange Bird items. We did end up with just a few. One of the things we always like to do at an Epcot festival is to do the food challenge. Now usually there's about 7 or 8 different festival foods to pick from, and once you've tried 5 of the items, you can get a prize. So for our main course on this day, we decided to try the plant-based buffalo chicken tender poutine. Now we found this near the Canada Pavilion, but it's definitely not your traditional poutine. This one has tater tots with plant-based ranch, ranch, plant-based blue cheese crumbles, and chickenless chicken. Now, unfortunately, we just did not enjoy this dish. And honestly, I have nothing against it being plant-based. I think the problem was the blue cheese. We're not really huge on blue cheese in general, but the plant-based blue cheese was extra funky. Not to mention that the buffalo sauce was super vinegary as well. Now, this might have been the worst Disney food item we've ever tried. We couldn't even finish it, which is rare for us. We give this one a 0 out of 10. This is something we would not buy again. Next, for our fruit on the food challenge, we stopped at the refreshment port near China, and we ordered something called the seasonal fruit parfait. Now, I thought this was going to be all fruit, but what it actually was mango flavored Dole Whip with just a few pieces of melon, and then they also add a bunch of sweet chili sauce too. Now, if you like chili on your fruit, then you'd probably like this. My kids loved the mango Dole Whip, but they did not like the spicy sauce. This was a 3 out of 10 for us. Now, moving on to the veggie on the food challenge, we opted for the grilled street corn. Now, I think this was also the only veggie on the food challenge if you don't count avocado toast. Now, this one we found over by Test Track. They've had this corn for the festival for the last couple of years, and it's always so good. This grilled corn has plenty of garlic spread and some plant-based cheese on top. This one is very messy, but a 10 out of 10 for sure. Now, that brings us to our snack on the side, and for this we headed to Germany to get some potato pancakes. Now, these came with some applesauce, and you guys, even though these don't look colorful or fancy, they were pretty tasty. This was Lily's favorite dish. And now, since we bought 2 orders of corn, by this time we had collected enough stamps to complete our challenge. And the prize for this challenge ended up being our sweet treat. This was a souvenir cup full of lime Dole Whip, and this was super tart and refreshing. I'd give this an 8 out of 10. Now back to our subscriber lunches. This next one comes from Thomas from California, and he just requested a Marvel themed lunch. He didn't specify what to make, so for the main course, I decided to make a Thor and Captain America savory waffle sandwich. I started with some regular pancake mix, but then instead of adding sugar, I added some onion powder, some garlic powder, some dried parsley, and salt and pepper. Now, this really is a yummy combination, and if you've never tried a savory waffle or a savory pancake, I highly recommend. Once all the waffles are done, I like to let them cool before adding some ham. And then for the cheese, I definitely had to go with some American cheese to represent Captain America. Oh yes, and for this sandwich, I didn't end up adding any mayo or mustard because not all of my kids like that. Next, for the fruit, I'm adding some raspberries, and those are to represent Scarlet Witch. And then to represent the Hulk, I'm adding some green cucumbers. And then also on the side, to represent Ant-Man, I'm putting together some ants on a log. Now where I'm from, that's where we add peanut butter to celery, and then we add some raisins right on top, and the idea is that they're supposed to look like ants on a log. Let me know if you guys make something like this where you're from. To represent Black Widow, I'm going to add some black olives. And to represent Shang-Chi from the 10 Rings, I'm also adding some onion ring snacks. And then for the sweet treat, these are super fun. I picked up this Galaxy Adventure Trail Mix at Target, and it has pretzels, cake battered popcorn, puffy stars, blue cookies, strawberry flavored candies, and it also has lemon flavored fizzy clusters, which are kind of like Pop Rocks. Now, since this has a galaxy theme, I thought these would be the perfect food to represent Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, I can't forget Spider-Man, so for that, I'm adding some of these applesauce pouches. And now I'm finishing off this lunch with some Iron Man punch. This next lunch idea comes from Violet from South Carolina, and as you can probably guess, she requested a Beauty and the Beast themed lunch. And you guys, her ideas are super clever. I love it. For her main course, I'm going to use these tiny pretzel bites to make some mini Beast burgers, but not like these Beast burgers, like this Beast burger. Now, I already cooked up some tiny beef patties, so now I can go ahead and assemble these burgers. These are gonna get a slice of pickle, that tiny burger, of course, and then a slice of cheese. And now to keep these together in the lunchbox, I'm going to add some skewers. And then on the side, I will add a little container of condiments that can be added right before they get eaten. Now moving on to the fruit, one of my favorite things to make are strawberry roses. And since we're talking about Beauty and the Beast, I have to include at least one rose. These are actually pretty easy to make, but you have to be careful with your knife. Check it out, you guys. These are so cute. Next, to represent Belle, I'm going to add some of these bell peppers. And of course, I have to add the yellow ones, since yellow is the color of her iconic dress. Now next to those, I'm going to add in some of Gaston's grape tomatoes. These tomatoes are a little bit sour, so they go well with his theme. For a snack on the side, I'm combining some pretzel sticks. Those are for Lumiere, since he is a candlestick. And those are going with some of these mini peanut butter crackers. And these are to represent Cogsworth because the shape reminds me of a clock. Next, for the sweet treat, Violet asked for some chocolate chip cookies to go along with Chip. And she also asked for some tea to go along with Mrs. Potts. Now you guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.